ever watched somebody's whole worldview gets recalculated in real time? Not argued, not debated, just updated by the numbers. That's what you're about to see. A group of black college students sat down, answered questions. Well, I wouldn't say sat down, but they answered questions about policy with no party labels attached, and then got handed the results. The looks on their faces are the real story. We're going to walk through all these clips, no hype, and just show what it actually shows. So let's start with the one that set the tone. This first one is the blonde test. No names, no sides, just questions.
Did I just shock you?
Yeah,
Did I just explode your world?
That's embarrassing.
No, why is that embarrassing? I'm Ami Horowitz, and nearly 90% of black people have voted for the Democratic Party over the years. But do their ideals match their voting patterns? I'm here in Los Angeles Southwest Community College to ask students to take a blind political test about the top 10 issues facing our country today. Do you identify as more of a Republican or more of a Democrat?
I'd say more Democrat.
You identify more as a Democrat?
Yeah.
Democrat.
I guess you could say I grew up a Democrat.
Should a woman be able to get a late-term abortion?
No.
I say yes. I feel like it's their body.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No, you should make that decision before the baby forms.
Should we spend more time and effort stopping illegal immigration or less time and effort?
Yeah, we should be spending more time on it.
Okay.
I feel like less.
Should parents have more control over education or should the government have more control over education?
Parents.
Parents.
The government.
Probably government.
Okay.
They have money and stuff like that.
Okay.
The government assists people.
Should there generally be higher taxes or generally be lower taxes?
Lower taxes.
Oh, low taxes. Low taxes. I gotta go low taxes. I gotta go low
You
taxes.
gotta go with what you believe.
I
Get
need
your
my
gut, man.
pocket, That's what I'm saying.
I believe less.
I feel like lower.
Lower taxes.
Lower taxes. Lower taxes.
Lower taxes.
My personal economics, my personal finances is important.
Should we generally have more policing or less policing?
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that.
If it's effective policing, more.
Have more police.
I would say more police.
Should we allow children to medically transition?
I think it canceled.
I think we should wait until they know more.
Your body, your decision. Do what you want with your body.
Okay.
Hell no. Hell no.
No need to think about that.
Yeah, hell no. I didn't need to think about that one.
Should we allow males who transition to females compete against women in sports?
Yes.
I say no.
Should we allow males to transition? Fuck no. Hell no.
No, it's not fair.
Yeah, like the Leah Thomas,
Exactly.
situation. Yeah, no, not at all. He was like 500 with the males and then number 1 with the women.
Dominated.
Yeah, it's
Dominated.
ridiculous. Yeah, there are physiological differences between males and people, males and females.
Do we spend more money on social programs and have higher debt or less money on social programs and reduce the debt?
We need to reduce the debt, less money into social programs.
Reduce our country's debt.
More money.
More money.
A lot of people need it.
I would say less.
Should someone show an ID to vote? To show who they are?
Absolutely.
Nah.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
More regulations and higher taxes to stop climate change or less regulations and lower taxes and spur the economy?
Less.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
No, spend some time really thinking about this.
You got this,
I'm
man.
marinating on the question.
Take your time, man. No hurry. Less.
I think we should help climate change.
So you ready to find out what you are?
Yeah.
You ready?
Oh, there's a result at the end.
Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican, 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 Republican.
Look at their
Democrat,
faces.
Republican,
Look.
Republican, Republican. That's a big R.
Yo.
That's a big R.
Yo.
That's a big R. That's a big R. Republican, 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 Republican,
Republican.
Republican, Republican, Democrat, Republican, 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 Democrat, Democrat on abortion, Republican on immigration, gender Republican, spending Republican, voter ID Republican. You are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are 60% Republican. You are also 60% Republican. You are more Republican than Democrat.
70? Oh, wow.
You are 70% Republican. 60% Republican. You are 60% Republican. You are 70% Republican and 30% Democrat.
It's crazy.
You are 80% Republican.
I think, yeah, I might be Republican.
You might be Republican.
That's the people that help themselves, right?
Yeah.
Help themselves.
Correct.
I mean, we can help ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's why I love this experiment.
So does that surprise you?
Yes, it does.
I'm shocked. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Is that surprising?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah?
That is.
Does it make you rethink kind of like when you see issues in elections, kind of looking more closely at what people believe as opposed to what the letters next to their name?
Yeah.
That's how you're taught.
Yeah.
It's like political inheritance.
Exactly. We can't really identify until we start to educate ourselves.
Republicans are, it's associated with whiteness. Like even when Black Americans identify as Republicans,
Right.
they get like knocked for, for siding with them. I'm so glad I, got to do this.
So I generally don't do wrap-ups after the videos, but for this one, I felt I had to. We literally did not find a single Black person on this campus who, when given a blind political test, aligned more with Democrats than Republicans. Not a single person.
Not a single one. Y'all seen those faces when the percentages came back. They didn't get tricked either. They just got measured. Most of them walked in there thinking one way and walked out realizing the positions they actually hold don't match the team they were actually told they belong to. That's not a conversion either. Conversion, either. That's a mirror. And the interesting part is how quiet the room gets when the mirror is honest. Now, I want you to watch what happens when the only two left is the same three words on repeat. I remember this woman, but I don't remember this particular interaction.
Our president here, his name is Trump. That's a pretty racist man. How? How?
Give me an example of his racism.
News.
Give me one example. Just give me one example.
Just watch the news, sweetheart. There are plenty of
Watch the news, sweetheart. Give me one example that he's racist.
Okay, Trump has flat out, flat with the racism.
How?
Comments, concerns.
What comments? Name one comment that he said that was racist.
Okay.
Because if he's racist, I want to know, because I don't want to support a racist.
So you support Trump?
I do, yeah. Can you tell me why he's racist?
She supports Trump.
So we've been sitting here for nearly a minute now, and she has still yet to tell me one thing that Trump has said that's racist.
Okay, so if we're going to be quite honest, I couldn't give you a specific...
I know you can't.
Oh, no, I'm not done speaking. I couldn't give you a specific because I don't pay attention to idiocy. And
okay.
That's idiocy.
So if you're going to call someone racist, I think you should be able to prove it.
You know what? I actually do remember this clip. This is what it looks like when an argument runs out of gas, though, right? Racism, racist, and Trump. Wrap it all together. No specifics, no policy, just a emergency break. Now, when every disagreement gets, reduced to a moral accusation, the conversation stops being about truth and it starts being about control of the moral high ground. And once that's the only thing, or the only move left, rather, the only other side, the only other thing the other side doesn't even realize is the other side doesn't have to win. My fault, y'all. I jumbled that all together. I guess what I was trying to say is once that's the only move left, the other side doesn't even have to win. Yeah, I'm a little hype right now. Give me some grace. They just have to wait. Now, let's look at people who already made the decision for themselves.
I've got someone here who's willing to invest in my future, my family's future, my kids' future, and then somebody who's willing to give me a handout.
Veteran. My veteran status comes first.
Yeah.
And when you don't vote for veterans, but you're voting because of illegals, I have a problem with that because we fought for the country.
This is reporter Chauncey Alcon with Capital B Atlanta, reporting live from Wheeler High School in Georgia. We are here for a visit with President Donald Trump, whose stated purpose is to talk a little bit more about the Trump savings account program that his administration has launched. Also in the attendance today will be candidates Rick Jackson and Mike Collins, who are running for governor in U.S. Senate. There's thousands of people in the crowd here today, and thousands more, or hundreds more, in the protest demonstrations outside. I talked to a number of Black voters.
Why did you decide to come to the event here today?
Because I'm always going to support Donald Trump
And I'm also going to support Rick Jackson for governor. Trump he's willing to help people. He's willing to invest. He's willing to get people to move to another place. And I think that we have another party who just wants to say Trump's a bad guy. Don't listen to him, and we've got the answer for you.
Policy he's working on now is going to strengthen America more and better and bring America back to common sense.
I feel that he has an ulterior motive coming here today, and it's under the guise of giving money for the kids, the students, but it's really a way to support the candidates.
I think the other thing that I did like that he said was just this big push about small businesses and opening businesses and the opportunity to do that. I think that's huge. I think that you can only live so long off of what the government hands you.
They're wiping out studies in schools. Certain books are being taken from the classroom. So when you look at that, it's almost trying to erase a history of people who helped to build this country.
Is there anything else, I mean, in terms of the governor's race or the Senate race? Any thoughts on those between Mike Collins and John Ossoff and for the Senate and Keisha Lance Bottoms and Rick Jackson for governor? Any thoughts on those races?
Well, I remember Atlanta in 2020, and I remember she didn't stand up for the cops. She stand up for the criminals. So as a veteran, I stand up for enforcement.
I don't like people who will have any empathy, compassion for anyone. I don't like anyone that abuses people, children as well as adults. And I don't like anyone who thinks he's better than anyone on the face of the earth and that no one's life matters but his own.
So, these aren't influencers. These are regular black folks at a Trump event in Georgia saying out loud, a lot of people still only saying private. Family, safety, schools, the future. Notice nobody's performing for the camera either. They're just stating priorities, and the reaction online was just pure panic. Not because the positions were extreme, but because the racial loyalty test failed in public. That's the part that bothers people. The idea that the vote isn't automatic anymore. While some people are updating based on results, others are still fighting over identity.
I saw Cameron saying he's not an African and Africa stinks.
I'm not African. Sin went to Africa and told me people stink.
Now, obviously, this is ridiculously disrespectful and ignorant, but I love Killer. So let's approach this empirically. Why don't we do a history of the name Cameron Giles? Giles is a medieval French name originally used by the followers of a one St. Giles, a nigga that looked like this. Not exactly a striking resemblance, even if you put him in a pink fur. On the other hand, there were plenty of slaveholders named Giles. Written records trace the human beings they enslaved to Africa, oftentimes referring to them as Coromantese if they was from modern-day Ghana, Mandingos if they were from the Sahel, Igbos if they were from modern-day Nigeria. But clearly, the name Giles was passed down from someone who enslaved Africans. Now, if modern science places human beings at 300,000 years old and the oldest archaeological evidence of Homo sapiens is in Africa, Morocco, South Africa, Ethiopia, then I'll struggle to understand how 500 years here erases 299,500 years in Africa. Culturally, you resonate with America. Fine, that's a nationality. You may have European or indigenous blood, but your ancestral origin is overwhelmingly African. Take a DNA test. You tell me what it says. I can see Killer being like Cherokee, but you finna have a lot of Nigeria in there, my guy. Don't get mad at me because I love Cam. But like, Africa stinks? Come on. I mean, it stinks everywhere, nigga. My dogs are shit in my backyard. Now my backyard stinks.
Now, excuse me. Vic is trying to close the gap between ancestry and allegiance. He's not wrong that bloodlines run through Africa. Most DNA tests show that. But the leap from your ancestors came from there to you must still claim that as your primary identity 500 years later is a cultural argument, not a specific one. Cameron's comment, was what it was. Vic's response is a little more polished, but both of them are still stuck in the same framework. That your politics and your self-image have to stay locked into a continent most of us have never lived on. Meanwhile, the people in the last clip were talking about what's happening on the ground right now. That's a different conversation. Now, This is the last one, but it's a much sharper diagnosis.
This is their 2026 midterm election interference strategy. They don't have to use ropes and torches and go on a horse ride in the middle of the night to find their Jesse Hunter, but they sure know how to conduct a social lynching. They know how to destroy reputations and threaten your livelihood. They know how to smear an entire community because they learned, these blacks, I told you they ain't honest. They learned this Jerome Crow tactic from their Jim Crow KKK ancestors. It's the same darn tactic. They learned this from their former masters. They can accuse innocent people of participating in a racial cover-up without producing an ounce of evidence. And if you're somebody that says, listen, I think we should just pause, take a step back, let's wait a minute, right? The evidence presently indicates that a boy might have drowned. Can we let the investigation finish? If you're that person, immediately, if you're the person saying that, you've now become an enemy of justice. That is how the Jim Crow, Jerome Crow logic works. It's the same mob mentality, different branding. Jim Crow in blackface. That's why I call it Jerome Crow. Instead of beginning with the evidence and reaching a conclusion, Jerome Crow begins with the racial conclusion, and then it bullies everybody until somebody's going to supply that evidence, or at least a rumor that sounds close enough to believe.
This is a perfect video that leads into the next video that I'm about to get ready to upload following the Nolan Wells story. But she's naming a tactic, right? When evidence is incomplete, create the villain first, then demand the facts catch up. Accuse first, investigate later. And if anyone asks for patience, paint them as the enemy of justice. That's not justice. That's narrative maintenance, as I've been saying across these videos. That's the old version use different language. The new version uses different branding. Same pressure, same demand for emotional compliance, but for the facts are in. Now, here's what ties all this together. A lot of people were raised to treat political loyalty like family loyalty. You don't question it. You don't you don't do none of that. You just defend it. You inherit it. But the moment you start answering policy questions without the team jersey on, something shifts. The answers stop matching the story you were given. And once that happens, the old guilt scripts, they lose the power. That's not rebellion either. That's, in my opinion, adulthood. You saw the students recalculating in real time. You saw the argument collapse in the 3 words, and you saw regular black voters prioritizing results of a racial assignment. You saw the identity debate still trying to hold the line, and you saw the modern pressure campaign that ties, the modern pressure campaign that tries to socially punish anyone who waits for evidence. None of this requires you to hate anybody. It just requires you to notice when the sales pitch no longer matches the product. People who keep insisting the old loyalty is permanent are the ones who benefit from it staying permanent. Everybody else is free to update. So if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to write that word exactly. Update. And you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Also, the simple believe everything, but the prudent gives thought to his steps. I just read you John 8:32 and Proverbs 14:15. Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.